You're welcome to my life and thank you so much for joining. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining from. It's good to have you here. Yeah, it's good to have you here. Israeli TV, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I hope you can hear me. Please let me know. Can you hear me clearly? I know you can see me, so can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly? So today we are looking at a very important topic, something that determines the course of people's life, the course of adults' life from childhood, things that really matter to the life of a child, which is the emotion. And we are not only talking about emotion, we are talking about emotional intelligence. We're talking about emotional intelligence, EI. EI, emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence refers to how an individual, how a child can handle their emotion, how they can handle situations related to their emotion, how they can communicate, how smart they are, how they can handle their emotion. That is emotional intelligence. The techniques they have, the skills they have to put into place when their emotions are in question. So we are looking at how to empower your child with emotional intelligence tools. You're looking at emotional intelligence tools to help your child during the time of low emotions or high emotions. What are those emotional intelligence tools? Emotional intelligence or emotions can determine the course of a person's life. Like seriously, and I mean it. It can determine the course of a person's life, from social, the way they relate to people socially, the way they relate to people in their environment, in their community. It can determine their health, their mental well-being. It can determine even their future success. The entire well-being of a man really depends on how well or how good or how healthy they are emotionally. So if you know that you want your child to be healthy emotionally, then you have to stay in this live stream and listen to what I have to tell you. The tools I'll be sharing with you are going to help your child to be emotionally intelligent. There are tools that you can begin to teach, you can begin to apply and help your child, make use of them to be emotionally intelligent and actually increase their emotional intelligence. Yes, it will increase their emotional intelligence, helping them to know how to handle their emotions in times of need, in times where emotions arise. So we are looking at tools to empower your child so that they can be emotionally intelligent, and these tools are actually effective. I've seen children, even teenagers and young adults, behave in a way they are not supposed to behave, and when you trace it back, you realize that there was a gap while they were children. There was a lot of things missing. They were not, being taught on their emotion. There was little or no attention paid to their emotional growth, their emotional development. Yes, parents did a lot when it comes to their physical development, their health, their academics and all intellectual, but when it comes to emotional development, emotional well-being, it's most often being ignored, it's most often neglected. And that is why we are addressing this topic today, and I'll be sharing with you tools that you can apply as well. So if you're here and you're joining me, thank you so much for joining. Stay right in and learn what we have for you, or learn what I have for you today. Do well to double tap on the screen to send me some likes, and subscribe to this channel if you are not subscribed. So let's just get right into it. Emotional intelligence, which I've said earlier, is how a child, can your child handle their emotion? Can they handle it? Or every time they just pour out and break down and begin to cry? Or when they are excited, how do they handle it? These are things we need to address today. So number one tool I'll be talking about, and before I even go into that, the tools are classified into five. I classify these tools for emotional intelligence into five. Yes, I classify them into five. First of all, we'll be looking at emotional recognition tool. emotional recognition tool. Emotional recognition tool are tools that would help your child learn how to recognize the emotion they have. They'll be able to recognize the emotion they have. Okay, I'm feeling this way. For them to even know that this is it. This is how I feel. This is how it's coming by. For them to recognize that emotion, we'll look at tools on that. Then secondly, we'll look at emotional regulation tools. Emotional regulation tools. Fine, they've recognized the emotion. How do they regulate these emotions? How do they help themselves with this emotion? How do they handle it? How do they handle it? If you're joining us, thank you so much for joining. Do well to double tap on your screen to send me some likes. Subscribe to this channel if you are not subscribed, and stay right in as we talk about emotional regulation, emotional intelligence tools for your child. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss this at all. You can do well to also let me know where you are joining us from. Let me know where you're joining from. You could just drop in the chat, I'm joining from here, I'm joining from here, and I'll give you a shout out. So we're also going to look at emotional regulation tools. Emotional regulation tools for every intelligent person. Hello, Lego, Rallet, Jenna. I hope I got that well. Thank you so much for joining. It's good to have you here. Thank you for joining. Please do well to double tap on your screen to send me some likes. So there is no individual, or there is no child who is emotionally intelligent without being able to handle or to regulate their emotion. I've talked about emotional recognition too. Fine, they are able to identify, to recognize the emotions they have, but can they regulate it? That's another step to being emotionally intelligent. Oko Dilichinaza, hello, thank you so much for joining. It's nice to have you here. Thank you for joining. So can they regulate it? It's not enough for them to know that, oh, I feel overly excited, but how do they regulate this emotion? How do they regulate this emotion? We are also going to look at tools to regulate their emotion. Then thirdly, we are going to look at activities, social learning, emotional learning, emotional learning activities. No matter where we go, or no matter who we are, no matter what we try to do, there is no way we can't take away relationship with people in the community, in the society, whether your child is in school and they don't get to meet people in your estate or your street or wherever you stay, but in their school, where they go to school, they have classmates, they have their peers that they need to relate with, and issues will come up, whether positive or negative. So social emotional learning activities is another tool that would help your child handle their emotion, or would drive your child towards the journey of being emotionally intelligent. That's the third tool we'll be talking about. I've not started giving the tools yet. I'm only classifying the tools for you. I've mentioned emotional recognition tools to help your child recognize the emotion they have. I've mentioned emotional regulation tools so that even though they recognize the emotion, they would be able to regulate this emotion. And now I've mentioned social emotional learning activities. That's not all. We're also going to look at communication and empathy tools. Communication and empathy tools. Communication is the bedrock for every successful relationship, and you would not want your child to be in a situation where they do not have good relationship with you, first of all, as a parent. You won't want that situation where they do not have good relationship with you as a parent, you as their first love, because I love to call parent first love. You brought them, they knew you first, they began to grow under you, and you are their first love. You will not want a situation where your child cannot communicate how they feel with you. A step further, you will not want a situation where your child cannot communicate with how they feel with their siblings. That's if they have siblings. You wouldn't want situations like that, because it can bring so much complexities in relationship. It can bring so much ambiguousness, like make things so difficult when there is lack of proper communication skill. Then let's move to your child's peers in school. You would not want a situation where your child is having misunderstanding here and there, or having one issue here and there, or being offended because of lack of communication. Probably there is something that could have been handled by just saying, by just speaking or by just communicating, but because you're unable to do it, there will be a gap. So we are going to look at these tools. Thank you so much for joining. Please do well to double tap on your screen. We have only 2 likes. Lil Joker Sosa, hello, thank you for joining. Do well to double tap on your screen, guys. Thank you so much. Double tap on your screen and subscribe to my channel if you are not yet subscribed. Like, what are you doing? Parenting and child care, you have to begin to learn. You have to start learning. And if you're a parent, we have a lot in store for you. So do well to subscribe to this channel, and I would love to see you. Do well to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. Double tap on your screen, guys. Please double tap on your screen. Thank you so much. So I was talking about communication and empathy tools. We're also going to look at communication and empathy tools. Thank you so much for joining. Then lastly, and the last classification of tools we are going to talk about is conflict resolution tools. That's settling misagreements, because everybody has their opinion, their belief, and their way of doing things, and this might clash. Your child would be doing certain things in a way that can clash with your own way of doing things, or your opinion, or even their peers. How do they regulate, or how do they resolve conflict? Yes, how do they resolve conflict? We're also going to look at conflict resolution tools to empower your child with. So you empower your child with this conflict resolution tools so that they would become emotionally intelligent kids. I tell you, if your child is emotionally intelligent, you've gone a step higher in ensuring that they succeed. Because our world is interaction driven. We communicate with people. We can't be isolated. Your child cannot grow up as an isolated person. They have to communicate with people. They have to relate with people. And if they are emotionally intelligent, knowing how to handle situations, knowing how to handle their emotions, knowing how to communicate, knowing how to do all of these things, then they are a step ahead to succeed. Every other thing is just going to be an enhancer. Going to school, communicating, building good relationship is only going to be an enhancer because they have good emotional intelligence skills. So let's just get right into it. So first of all, we are going to look at emotional recognition tools. Can your child recognize their emotion? Before I continue, thank you so much for joining. Please do well to double tap on your screen to send me some likes. Thank you. God bless you. So, can your child recognize their emotion? Can they say it? Can they say that this is how I feel? Can they communicate about it? So the first tool I will mention on emotional recognition tool is emotion flashcard. Although I don't have a flashcard right here where I am, and I would have loved to show you, but let me just use a sample. It's always in a shape like this. A sticky note, but this is not a flashcard, but it's always in shapes like this. And you have, several of them that shows emotions. So emotional flashcard, you can use it for them to begin to say, oh, is this how you feel? How do you feel? Or you tell them to pick. You just spread it on the table after activities and tell them to pick the emotion they feel at the moment, right? Tell them to pick emotion they feel at the moment. There is always a drawing, and they'll be able to just pick and say, this is how I feel. Emotional flashcard, this is how I feel. So it's just like a flashcard where they can pick. That way, imagine your 3-year-old child being able to identify their emotion. This is how I feel, and they're able to, oh, they are tired, they pick an emotional flashcard. I feel exhausted, they can pick an emotional flashcard. I feel excited, and they can pick emotional flashcard. Or I'm angry, they can pick emotional flashcard. You can also take it a step further by having the flashcard in a place and tell them that if they feel in certain ways, maybe they are offended and they are angry and they want to communicate with you, they should just go ahead, pick the card and show you. Then you will tell them, oh, you're angry, you feel angry. What's making you angry? That has helped your child build emotional recognition skills. They are able to recognize their emotion. Many children are always found in a place where they can't even communicate or say, this is how I feel, or this is what is going on. They are just there, and the only thing you can, relate with is their facial expression. But they are unable to recognize that emotion, to say that this is the feeling I have. So you have to put your child in that position where they can state the feeling they have. They are not adults yet, they are growing, and they need to be able to specify and say, this is the feeling I am having at this time. I'm excited, this is the feeling. They should be able to verbalize, say, this is the feeling. They can recognize it, this is the feeling I have at this time. Another tool for emotional recognition is feeling chart or mood meter. The way their mood, it's a meter that shows from low to high. Low can represent when they are unhappy, when they are sad, when they are angry, when they are exhausted. Then high can represent when they are very, very excited. When they are so excited, they are just so excited. So this, from time to time, you just pick up these two and tell them, oh, let's talk about how you feel. Let's talk about how you feel. Can you point here? This is high, which means are you happy? This is low, which means you're sad, or this is tired. The meter is something like this. Yes, so you just show it to them and they'll begin to tell you that, oh, this is how I feel. Hello, Rasta Alien. Hello, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Do well to double tap on your screen to like. Thank you guys for joining. For everyone on the live, thank you for joining. You could also let me know where you're joining us from and I'll give you a shout out. Thank you for joining. Subscribe to my channel if you're not yet subscribed. Yes, subscribe so you don't miss out on other content. You don't miss out on other live streams we're going to have on topics on parenting and childcare. Okay. So we've talked about mood meter. Now we are going to talk about mirror exercise. Mirror exercise. As it implies, you're going to use a mirror. You're going to use a mirror and tell your child to express how they feel, or can you show happy face? Like this is a mirror, yeah. This is a mirror. You're going to tell your child, can you show happy face? Then your child will hold the mirror and smile. Can you show angry face? Then your child would frown. Can you show expectant face or surprised face? And your child would look at the mirror and try to show that facial expression of being surprised. So all of this would help your child be able to recognize emotion. So whenever they have anybody, even around them, their friends that have this facial expression, they can easily recognize and say, this person was so surprised. A 3-year-old child can do this. A 4-year-old child, yes, start teaching them. Pick up your mirror, give it to them, and tell them to look at their face in the mirror and express being surprised. Express being angry. You're very furious, angry. And you might not use the word exactly angry or surprised. You might do something like, let's assume your child name is Jane. You tell Jane, if I buy you this, I'll buy you that, or take you to your dream place by Friday, can you show me how you feel? Can you express how you feel? Look at the mirror and express how you feel. Then Jane would look at the mirror and smile. She's actually recognizing how her face looks when she's excited. Then you can go further to ask again, Jane, what if I take away all your toys and I break them? I break them and destroy all of them. Or what if your friend take all your toys and breaks them and destroy them? Can you look at them, express how you feel? And Jane would look in the mirror and express being angry. That way, she's recognizing her emotion, also helping us to recognize other people's emotion. Yes, other people's emotion, and that is it. That is what emotional recognition needs to achieve. Being able to recognize our own emotion, being able to recognize other people's emotion. So in cases where you are even exhausted, you as a parent, you're weak, you're tired, you're not, so your child can easily pick it and say, oh, mom is not so happy at this time. In their mind, they will know that mom is not so happy at this time. But what if your child is just being clueless? It wouldn't be too okay. It wouldn't be too okay. So for your child to be emotionally intelligent, they first of all need to be able to recognize emotion. They need to recognize emotion. And I've mentioned three tools. I've mentioned the emotional flashcard, I've mentioned the feeling chart and or mood meter, and I've mentioned the mirror exercise. Please do well to double tap on your screen, guys, and send me some likes. Double tap on your screen and send me some likes. Thank you so much for joining. In the next 5 or 10 seconds, please, let's just do that. Double tap on your screen. Please double tap on your screen and send me some likes. Double tap on your screen and send me some likes. Yeah. So we've talked about emotional recognition, so let's move to the next step, which is emotional regulation tool. Emotional regulation tool. Now your child is able to identify, to recognize emotion, to put words to it, to say how they feel. Can they regulate this tool? Can they regulate this emotion? Can they regulate this emotion? And I'll give you 3 tools as well for this category, for emotional regulation tools. I'll give you 3 tools. First is the calm down corner. The calm down corner. Okay? So your child being able to recognize their emotion, there should be a calm down corner in your home. When you feel so angry, whenever you feel so angry, just go to the calm down corner. And in the calm down corner, welcome. I can't see your name. You're from Iranian. Oh, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. I can't pronounce your name. I'm in Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining all the way from um, Iran. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for joining. So, calm down corner. There should be a safe space where you have emotional triggering. If it's a corner for when a child is being angry, or when a child feels so disappointed or low or teary or down, there should be objects there that triggers emotion, excited, the opposite emotion you want to implement. In the calm down corner, there should be toys. Your child is angry, and for example your child throw tantrum, and you just tell your child, can you use the calm down corner? Your child will take a few steps to the calm down corner, and those toys, those things in the calm down corner which you've put in place would trigger a different emotion. Yes, it will trigger a different emotion. This is one regulation tools that works so well, even for you as an adult. You remember cases, or you might be able to relate with this, I don't know, when you are angry or you are disappointed or you are confused, and you move to a different place from where you are, and because of the things you are seeing in that place, because of the things that are happening there, you kind of move off. Yes, you move off that emotion and later go back to attend to what the issue is, so you can handle it with a clear mind. So that is what the calm down corner is for your child. Another tool for emotional regulation is the breathing exercise. If you're feeling like this, if you're feeling angry, you're feeling disappointed, you're feeling curious, can you just take a deep breath? The thing with breathing exercise is they are inflating a balloon. They're taking a breathing exercise as though they are inflating a balloon. Then slowly they deflate it. They inflate a balloon. then slowly deflate it. This works 100% of the time. It works 100% of the time. 100% of the time. Teach your child to take breathing exercise. And how do you teach them? Is by actually doing it. Actually doing it before them. Let them be able to see you do it and verbalize it. I'm so exhausted. Baby, I'm so exhausted. Let me just take a deep breath. Then you breathe in deeply and you breathe out. Your child have learned that, oh, when mom is exhausted, this is what she does. Automatically, when they find themselves in situations like that, they'll begin to do it. Beyond that, you can call your child and say, oh, this is what I do, or this is what you should do. If you feel this way, I would like you to breathe in and breathe out. So let's go and let's start. Let's assume you're feeling angry. So frown your face. You tell your child, okay, frown your face, make your face hard. And they do it. So we assume you're feeling angry, right? So let's go ahead, breathe in and breathe out. We are doing this together. Then together with your child, you breathe in and you breathe out. They'll realize that by the time they've taken they breathe out, their emotion or the angry face is no longer there. So you can also point out that to them and they will begin to see that, oh, this works a lot. They are learning and they are becoming, equipped with emotional regulation tools. Thank you so much everyone for joining. Thank you for joining. In case you're just joining us, we've talked about emotional recognition tools and now we're talking about emotional regulation tools. Do well to stay in the live. I'm going to give a brief recap when we are done with it. We are still going to 5 classification of tools to help your child become emotionally intelligent, to empower your child to become emotionally intelligent. Do well to double tap on your screen and like the live stream even as you're joining, even as you're here. Thank you so much. So the next tool for emotional regulation is mindfulness app. There are some applications, like we can't neglect the fact that we are in a technology age. My previous live stream we talked about Gen Z, right? We can't neglect the fact that we are in a technology age. Everything is being digitalized. AI, everything is there and they are born with it in their hands. They don't need to learn. These kids don't need to learn anymore. They already know how to handle a phone, even at a very tender age. So you want to take advantage. You want to use this technology for your own advantage. Yes, there are disadvantages to it, but you have to make use of it for your own advantage, for the advantage to help your child regulate their emotions, to help them become emotionally, smart. There are mindfulness tools, there are mindfulness app online. You could search for mindfulness app. I would not like to mention them on this live stream. I would not like to mention them on this live stream, but just go to your browser, go to your Google search or ChatGPT and search for mindfulness app for kid. You will see a lot of them. You'll find a lot of them. Make use of any of them. Make use of any of them that suits you or suits your location and help your child. These apps have, facial expression, communication and all of that. They'll be able to make use of it and you just follow the prompts and you're good to go. So mindfulness app. Another tool that works so much is drinking water. That sounds so archaic, but drinking water works. Drinking water works. So you just go ahead and tell your child, can you get a glass of water for me? Or I need to get a glass of water. When you're trying to regulate your emotion, you verbalize it. Oh, I feel disappointed. I need to get a glass of water. Then take a glass of water and drink it. Your child would learn from that. Or when your child is crying, maybe like something really happened and your child is really crying and feels so bad, you get them a glass of water, get them a bottle of water and say, can you just take a gulp? They take a gulp and they will see the difference. See, as they grow every single day, if you keep doing this, if they keep applying this, they are already learning it. They are learning it. And the best way to learn is learning by doing. So when you do this, they are learning by doing. Yes, they are learning by doing. They are learning by doing. And you wouldn't want to have a child who is not emotionally intelligent in this age and time, because there are a lot of things going on. The society has a lot of pressure. What about the online space? There are a lot of pressure, and you can't afford to leave your child in a position where they are not emotionally intelligent. You can't afford not to equip them with these tools. You can't. You can't. If you love your child, you need to. It's not a choice. You need to equip your children. You need to equip your child with emotional regulation tools, emotional intelligence tools. So next we are going to social emotional learning activities. This is another classification of emotional intelligence tools. Social emotional learning activities. This one would help your child socialize, put in context the feelings of others, put in context the reality of others when they feel the same emotion they have felt. And they would also be able to realize that, oh, it's not just peculiar to me, other people feel this way. I'm a human being and other humans also feel this way. So it's not just peculiar to me, or it's not a problem that I feel this way, with social emotional learning activities. So the first two with social emotional learning activities is storytelling. Remember when you were a child, your parents or adults around you practice reading stories to you before bedtime or when they want you to fall asleep? Yes, they read story to you. The eye moments, and Bingo found out that the owner left. You remember these words? Bingo would have felt bad. And the adult reading to you say, yes, Bingo actually felt bad. This is an activity to help your child become emotionally intelligent. Yes, storytelling. Tell stories. Get a storybook and read it to them. And express. When it gets to the point of emotional expression, emotions, let it be expressive when you're reading it to them. If your child is of age and can read, give them storybooks to read. They'll feel the emotions of others. Oh, the young girl was in this position. I feel bad for her. Oh, thank God at the end of the day, she got what she needed. And they'll feel excited for the character in the book. So you need to use storytelling and books. Create a little time and read stories to your child. And if you are not reading stories to your child, create some time and share stories with your child. Share true stories that involve emotions. Share stories with your child. You could share stories about your childhood, about when you were growing up, about what your child can relate with, and trust me, your child is taking a step further to be emotionally intelligent. Yes. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Thank you everyone for joining. Please double tap on your screen. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much for the likes. This is Parenting and Childcare by Idara. My name is Idara. If you're just joining us, please double tap on the like and do well to subscribe to this channel so you get more content like this. God bless you. So we've talked about storytelling and books. Share story with them. Give them books to read and read stories to them. Another one is role playing game. This is actually very interesting. Role playing games are so interesting, trust me. They are so interesting. Every child will want this. In fact, there are times they will come, Mom, can we play the game again? Can we just play the game and all? There are times like that because it's fun. And at the same time, they would be learning. At the same time, they'll be learning a whole lot in this game. So what's role-playing game? You take a character. You could take, oh, I am the child and you are the mom, or I'm the child and you are the dad, or I am the friend and you are the teacher. Hello, don't cap. Oh, replay nurse and patient. I'm a patient. Oh, so sorry about the fact that you are in this situation of being a patient. Yes, you can role play nurse and patient. I wish you perfect health. I pray that your health will be renewed, you'll be strengthened, you recover, speedy recovery. You can role play nurse and patient. That's a situation where your child is you could tell your child you are the nurse and I'm the patient. You're the nurse, I am the patient, and I feel sick. How are you going to take care of me? So this is role playing. Your child to begin, okay, I think as a nurse, I'm going to do this to you. How do you feel? How do you do this? They are beginning to relate, to communicate, to put themselves in the feelings of others. Do you get it? Do you get it? So they will not only be like the patient, they should always be like the nurse. Oh, okay, you're still the nurse and I'm still the patient. And you've tried all your best, but my stomach is still paining me. I'm still having so much stomach pain. What are you going to do, nurse? And you know, you keep calling. How are you going to? Your child will begin to, oh, I think this is this. Trust me, you're helping your child become emotionally intelligent. You're helping your child become emotionally intelligent. And I give you kudos if you are going to do this. Kudos to you if you are going to do this role play. Kudos to you. Because it's actually a fun activity. So let me know in the chats, let me know in the live chat if you're going to role play with your child. Let me know. Just say I'm going to replay. I would replay with my child. I would role play with my child. I would role play with my child. Let me know in the live chat. I would role play with my child. I would role play with my child. And if you know your child is, you're trying to change your child behavior when they do certain things, you can put them in a position of, okay, you're the mom and I am the child. Can we role play this situation? Maybe your child is always used to going to the kitchen and breaking things, or going to the kitchen and making so much noise, and you tell your child, can you role play yourself being a mom and you're working and I am the child and I'm disturbing you and you're trying to just concentrate? Can we role play that? Your child will be excited. Yes, I'm the mom, I'm working. Then you go to the kitchen and you start making so much noise, and your child will be like, I'm the mom, want to address it like the mom, that I'm being bothered, you're bothering me with your noise. Trust me, you're even also helping your child change their behavior, because next time when they find themselves in situations where they are bothering you, they remember the game you played. They become intelligent that, oh, I wouldn't want my mom to feel bad. I know how it feels like to be disturbed when I am working, so I wouldn't want to do that. So that's where your child is becoming emotionally intelligent, and you're even building stronger bond. You're adjusting behavior and achieving a lot. Do you have any dildo suggestion for me to use for tonight? What's dildo? What's dildo? I don't know about that. What's dildo? What's dildo? Okay, so that is role playing. That is role playing. Another one I love to use is the gratitude journal. We all know a journal. A journal is a book, a material where you can write. You can write, you write things. Gratitude journal, as the name implies, they write gratitude out when they feel, appreciative. They got a new gift, they have to use their gratitude journal. They were in a situation, or they were in a tight fix in class, and things did not go bad or as bad as it was supposed to do. You have to write it in your gratitude journal. So let's take a scenario where your child was in a situation where at a friend's place, and the door went bad and they could not come out, but eventually, unexpectedly or suddenly, gladly, someone came to their aid and helped them open the door. By the time they are back, teach them to use gratitude journal. They should write it. I was in my friend's place today. It happened that we were so excited. We closed the door, but we don't know how. The door got locked and we could not find our way out. We were scared, we were worried, they are expressing their emotion. Do you get it? We were scared, we were worried, we were whatever way they felt, depending on the scenario. Let them write it. But suddenly we found a friend, or we found a mom or our cousin or whoever came around, and she was able to open the door from outside to help us out. We were so excited when this happened. Your child is learning. Like, with this, your child is learning. Your child is becoming intelligent emotionally. Your child is becoming intelligent emotionally smart. Like they're writing it down. They're writing it down. Social media is mirrors. YouTube dreaming. How do you mean social media is mirror? How do you mean social media is mirror? YouTube dream home. I'm trying to, connect the dots. If you can help me, I'll understand better. So writing it down goes a long way. Goes a long way in helping your child become socially equipped emotionally. Amen. Thank you, son. God bless you too. So another one here is gratitude jar. Gratitude jar. It's a jar. It's a jar where they write how they feel in a little piece of paper and put it in. Today, I felt excited. You can make it a routine. You can make it part of the daily routine. Yes, you can make it part of the daily routine to have consistency. Yes, to have consistency. So you can either make it in the evening after dinner or after school, whatever time suits you. But I always prefer after dinner or just before dinner. So everybody has to go to their gratitude jar, write what they are grateful for, and drop it in. Write what they are grateful for and drop it in. So if it happens that your child is grateful for, getting a new toy or getting a new bag or getting the desired shoe or visiting their dream location, and they keep writing these things in, this is where you use it. Now, where you use it is this: a day is coming. A day is coming. Gratitude jar is going to save your child from the rainy day. And what do I mean by rainy day? Remember that gratitude jar is positive, filled with positive emotions, positive scenarios, positive occurrences. They keep dropping it. A day is coming when your child might feel so down, and all they can do is to go pour out gratitude jar. Just pour out everything in the gratitude jar and start reading it. Pick up the first paper and read what was there. Oh, this day. And they drop it into the gratitude jar bag. They keep reading. Before they get to the 15th one or the 10th one, trust me, even at the 5th one, they'll begin to reflect on things that have been happening so well. And that would equip them and make them stronger to even face the situation that is pulling them down. Let's assume that your child is feeling down because a friend, approached them and said, I don't want to be your friend anymore. And they're feeling that they don't know what to do. They come home, they really like this friend. And they go to their gratitude jar and start reading. They start reading. They'll be lifted, like they'll feel lifted. They'll feel lifted. They'll feel much better. That is what the gratitude jar does. And even for you as a parent, start using the gratitude jar. Start using the gratitude jar and teach your children, teach your child to use the gratitude jar. I would advise that you use it before dinner or after dinner. Let them write something good that happened that day and drop it into the gratitude jar. Let them write something good, something positive that happened and drop it into the gratitude jar. Let them save it for the rainy day. Yes, let them save it for the rainy day. Let them save it for the rainy day. Let them just pour everything out and start reading it. Let them pour everything out and start reading it. Next, we are looking at communication and empathy too. Like I said earlier, communication is the bedrock for any successful relationship. Things might happen and it's just very little, but because there was lack of communication, it will just go so bad, so haywire, and so messy. But if your child begins to learn communication tools, communication skills, trust me, they'll become intelligent individuals, emotionally intelligent individuals, and I'm sure that's what you want for your child. I'm sure that's what you want for your child. You want your child to be emotionally intelligent. Yes, you want your child to be emotionally intelligent. I want to drop it in the comments and say, I want my child to be emotionally intelligent. If you do want your child to be emotionally intelligent, before we dive into communication and empathy tools. So for the next 5 seconds, let's see who is going to be the first person to drop it. I want my child to be emotionally intelligent. Let's see the first person, and I'm going to give you a shout out. Let's see the first person that's going to drop that. I want my child to be emotionally intelligent. So I'm just going to go for 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Okay, so let's go for communication and empathy too. Communication and empathy. When it comes to communication, they have to say it. They have to say it. Communication is using their words. Your child is just your child got back from school and they're just there looking down, and oh, you don't just go to their aid and say, oh, I know you're not feeling cool, I know you're not excited, I know you're not this or that or that or that or that. The first thing you say before doing anything for that child is, hey dear, can you use your word? How do you feel? Yes, use your word. Make it a custom of telling your child, can you use your word when they are not speaking. Yes, make it a custom that you use the sentence, can you please use your word when your child is not speaking. So teach them to say, I feel. So the first tool is I feel statements. That is the first tool. Excuse me. The first tool is I feel statements. That is the first tool. I feel. Let your child always express themselves by saying, I feel, I feel, I feel, I felt. If it was something that happened when they were in class, or when they were at the playground, or when they were with their friends and they want to communicate or they want to share with you, let them say, I felt, I felt, I felt this way. And if it is present, I feel so excited, Mom. I feel so excited. That's beautiful. Let your child use their words. I feel so angry right now, Mom. I feel so angry right now, Dad. I don't like what my sister just did. I'm so angry at her. I feel so angry now. Let them use their word. Or they're approaching their mates. Do you know that I felt offended yesterday when you said this? I feel offended by that statement. Let them use their word. Instead of keeping it to themselves and they'll just stay and like, let your child learn how to use their word. I'm on new music. I don't like that. I don't like that revision you sent. How do you mean? How do you mean? So let them learn how to use their word. Use the I feel statement. Let them learn how to use the I feel statement. Second tool we are going to look at for communication tool is active listening tools. Active listening tools. So I would like to say active listening practice. Yes, active listening practice. Let them practice how to listen. Let them practice how to listen. Let them practice how to listen. And how do you achieve this? It's simply by, okay, I'm going to say something, I'm going to narrate how I feel, and you're going to repeat what I said or tell me what you got from what I said. So you will narrate maybe a short or a brief story about something that happened, expressing emotion, and then you tell your child, what did I say? Or what did you get from what I said? If they got it, fine. If they did not, they have a lot of work to do. Then you tell them that, oh, you did well, but you can do better. You missed out this, you missed out that because you were probably not really listening to me. By the time you do this 3 times, 4 times in a row, your child will begin to be equipped with the ability to listen to others. Because in our world today, there are times that you are talking to someone. Some people don't know how to listen at all. They do not just know how to listen to you at all. You are talking to someone and you are saying something, but they are not just hearing you. They are not hearing you because they are not listening. They are not paying attention. They are not listening. And if you want a successful relationship with people, you must be able to listen. You must be able to listen to them. Listen to how they are feeling. Listen to what they are saying. And in some cases, you even have to listen and hear what they are not saying. You have to listen to hear what is not being said. Yes, you have to listen to hear what is not even being said. So teach them active listening by doing the practice. Narrate and let them tell you what they heard from what you said. That is active listening too. Then we have emotional dolls or puppets. Emotional dolls. Emotional dolls have several facial expressions, several emotional expressions, and all they need to do is to talk about how the doll looks. If the doll looks excited, if the doll look confused, you just show it to your child. How do you think this doll look? What's the emotion of this doll? What's the emotional expression of this doll? So your child will begin to, express what they think about the doll facial expression. And you could talk about that, relating it to scenarios. Don't just leave it at okay, the doll feel happy, or I think the doll feels so happy. Go further to tell, can you tell me something that happened this week where you felt happy? Or can you tell me something that happened this week where somebody else felt discouraged, or somebody felt angry, or somebody felt confused? Can you tell me? Can you think about it? And you too, like, okay, it's my turn. Let me look at the doll. This is what the doll says. Then you narrate something that happened probably at your workplace, or at the mall, or wherever that expresses that emotion. You just tell a brief story. So let's assume that the doll face pic was angry, and you look at it. You should be able to say, oh, do you know, the other day I went to the market, something happened, someone parked a car somewhere, and before we knew it, the car was, damaged. By the time she came out and she saw it, she thought about the money she would need to spend to fix it, and she was so angry. You've expressed it, you've communicated, and your child have learned. Then lastly is the conflict resolution tool. Conflict resolution tool. There is no way on earth that you would convince me, like, you can't convince me that you won't have misunderstanding with people. You can't convince me. It is not obtainable. It is not obtainable. There will be misunderstanding, there will be disagreement, different opinion. Different people are bringing their ideas to the table. Different people are bringing their mindset, their opinions to the table. So there is likely to be confusion. There's likely to be misunderstanding. How do you help your child handle conflict? How do you help your child handle conflict? One of the tools you can use is problem solving wheel. Problem solving wheel. So the problem solving wheel has certain problems, then you spin it, and when it gets to a point, you look at the problem there, and you talk about how to solve it. Talk about how to solve it. Talk about how to solve it. Do they just, whenever there is a problem, teach them what are they supposed to do first when there is a problem? Which takes us to number 2, the second tool. Stop, think, and act method. They have to stop, they have to think, and they have to act when there is a conflict. So let them stop. Just stop. There is a conflict, you have a misunderstanding with your friend. Just keep quiet. Stop. Then think about it. What can you do to make it better? What can you do to resolve the situation before you act? Then you can also do this at home. Like, you have a misunderstanding with your siblings. Let's assume I left a plate of food for you, and your brother ate the food, and you had nothing to eat, and I'm so busy, and you just have to skip lunch. How do you handle this? Tell your child to stop. Tell your child to think. Then tell you how to act. So in real life situation, they'll begin to apply this. Whenever there is a conflict, they will stop, and they will think within themselves, what am I going to do? They will think before acting. And you have to give them precautions to avoid violence. So they should not think of anything violent. They should not. No matter what the situation is, they should not. They might be angry, and it will come to them. Let them think of consequences where they do the wrong things. So let them stop, think of how to resolve the solution before acting. Yes. Which takes us to the last tool on conflict resolution, which is the social stories. Tell them stories of situation of things that happened and how it was resolved. Tell them situation of things that happened, misunderstanding between friends, misunderstanding between neighbors, misunderstanding between peers. So tell them how it happened, what either of the party did to resolve the issue. That way they'll begin to learn resolution skills. They begin to learn resolution skills and they'll be equipped to become emotionally intelligent kids. I hope you learned something. I hope you learned something from it. I hope you learned a lot from my live stream. I hope you learned from it. Empower your children, empower your kids with this emotional intelligence tool. So let me just give you a run through of everything we've talked about. We've talked about emotional recognition tool. We've talked about emotional regulation tool. We've talked about social emotional, talked about communication and empathy tools, and we've also talked about conflict resolution tools. On emotional recognition too, we talked about emotion flashcard, feelings chart, we talked about mood meter, mirror exercise. On emotional regulation too, we talked about calm down corner, breathing exercise, mindfulness applications. And on social emotional learning activities, we talked about storytelling, making use of storytelling and books. We've talked about role-playing games, that's playing games on taking roles, character, and playing with your kid. Then we talked about gratitude journal, and we've also talked about gratitude jar. For communication and empathy too, we've talked about I feel statements, making use of I feel statements. I feel this, I feel that. We've talked about active listening practices, helping them to learn how to listen actively by taking roles and talking about it, talking about emotions, talking about feelings, talking about situations, stories, and letting them tell you that, oh, this is what you said or this was what you said. So they are learning active listening. Then we also talked about emotion dolls and puppets, where they see the faces of the dolls and they can talk about situations related to that emotional expression on the doll's face. Then lastly, we talked about conflict resolution tools, which is the problem solving wheel. We talked about stop, think, and act tool. Stop, think, and act tool. And lastly, we talked about storytelling, stories, social stories, where you can talk about the stories of things that happened in this environment with peers, with neighbors, with friends, and how the conflicts were being resolved. So I hope you got something. I hope you learned from my live stream. I hope you learned. I really do hope you learned. Do well to subscribe to my channel. So next time I come live, you're going to see, you're going to watch, you're going to learn. And double tap on your screen to like subscribe. Don't miss out on being a subscriber. Subscribe to my channel. Until I see you in our next live stream. I'm also going to have a video coming up today by 5 p.m. between 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. So do well to watch this video immediately it drops. Until I see you next time. Until I see my the video this evening or probably next time in a live stream. Do well to take care of yourself and be good. Bye for now.